Let's end the argument against accessibility in gaming. I think there's a bit of a miscommunication that goes on when we talk about accessibility in gaming. More so, I think there is a misunderstanding on the part of the people who rally against accessibility in gaming. Let's take a look at their arguments. Number one, it would ruin the dev's artistic vision. There is not a single game developer worth their salt that doesn't want all people who are interested in their artistic vision to not enjoy that artistic vision. The miscommunication that I think is happening here is that the wrong side of the argument is hearing change the game. But what is actually being said by those who are fighting for accessibility in gaming is that we want to play the game. Someone who is colorblind may need an additional mode added to a game to be able to experience the artistic vision that a game dev has put forward. These accessories to accessibility are just that, additional things put into a game, over a game, that allow someone who is differently abled to experience a thing that they might not otherwise experience. What ruins a game is excluding a group of people because of the ignorance of what stops them from being included in the first place. Argument number 2. Games do not need to appeal to everyone. I have to say, this one always confuses me because I don't think there is anybody out there who's arguing for accessibility in gaming that wants or is pushing for a homogenized gaming culture where every game is some cookie cutter spit out of the last so that the most people can enjoy them. People are pushing more so for differently abled people to be able to enjoy the games that do appeal to them. There are people out there in the world who are not like you, people who are not born like you, people who do not live their life the same way that you live it. And that does not make them lesser or better. It just means that they are different. And that definitely shouldn't exclude them from enjoying a game that they want to play based on your lack of understanding and empathy. Argument number 3. It would ruin the challenge. I see this argument come up a lot when people are talking about the Soulsborne games and just that style of like challenge over like fun. And my knee-jerk reaction to that argument is just a big off. I want to say that, when given two options, the easy road and the hard road, your decision to take the easy road is not the fault of the people who built those roads. But it seems really reductive. What I actually want to say is that the challenge of a game shouldn't be in gaining access to that game. Though exclusivity seems to be the agenda pushed by a lot of these people who are arguing against accessibility. Which, for one, if that is your viewpoint, then the original point still stands. Please off. And 2, if that really is your viewpoint, realize that what you're really saying with this argument is that you don't want differently abled people in your super secret club. Then kindly go. Argument number, I think we're at 4. I'm looking at the script at 4. What if somebody that doesn't need these gaming assists uses them? This, to me, is a non-issue. It's a hypothetical. It means nothing inside the discussion of should differently abled people be able to play these games. Will people use them? Yes, that is the point. Will people misuse them? Does that even matter? What you're saying with this argument is, since someone might use them for negative reasons, no one should get to use them no matter what the positives are. Argument number 5. Why should game devs cater to such a small demographic? I take issue with the phrasing of this question. Game developers cater to a publisher at every step of the game making process. This again to me is a non-issue. What you are explicitly saying when you make this argument is, why should we let differently abled people play our games? And I feel like that is the biggest part of the miscommunication here, is you look at any one of these arguments and you boil it down, you're basically saying that people who are not like you should not be able to play the games that you like. Regardless of if they like them or if they don't like them, you think since they cannot naturally play the game like you, then they shouldn't be able to. I could see a bit of a counter argument where someone says, well, if they cater to one group, then they have to cater to another group. And to that, I say, good. If there's more groups that are trying to get interested in a game that you like, a game that I like, a game that a lot of people like, why shouldn't they be able to be interested in it? What this seems to keep coming back to is that certain groups just don't want other groups to join them. And these arguments are just thinly veiled attempts at ableism. Argument number 6. This person with a disability plays just fine. No one's self-worth should be measured by what they had to go through, what they had to overcome, especially when it comes to video games. Everyone should be able to enjoy the games that they want to enjoy. That is the crux of the accessibility in gaming argument. It's what it's all about. Differently abled people should be able to play games without the barrier of being your entertainment, without having to go beyond what you or I do to log a couple hours into our favorite game. In conclusion, what these arguments are effectively saying is that differently abled people don't deserve to play games. They're saying, if you're not like me, then you don't get to enjoy this thing. And that's pretty fucked up.